Thank you, Mr. Chairman, and my question also is for Mr. Blair. As you know, the Conservation Stewardship Program, CSP, and the Environmental Quality Incentives Program, EQIP, are very popular in Mississippi. One of the many benefits of these important working lands programs is that they allow private land to remain in production while farmers and ranchers implement various conservation practices. These programs are a win-win. Farmers are seeing increased productivity on their land through the conservation practices they implement, which of course improve the soil, water, and overall environmental quality of the land they rely on to feed us. A major change to CSP in the 2018 Farm Bill shifted it from a program limited by acres or annual enrollment to a program limited by total annual funding. While that doesn't sound like a major change, it has had a big impact on limiting future CSP enrollments. In the next Farm Bill, would you agree that Congress should invest in popular working land programs like CSP and EQIP, and what are you hearing from any landowners that have applied for CSP or EQIP but have yet to be approved?
Definitely, Senator Hyde-Smith. That is two important programs to the Mississippi Delta and to Mississippi in general. And we are, at times, not receiving enough funding for CSP or EQIP across the nation. So they're very important to continue to fund those. I know in Mississippi, we've got a great state conservationist who he will take money from any other state that doesn't want to utilize their money and put those conservation practices on the ground. But I'm hearing the same thing you're hearing. Our farmers need more CSP money, and the recent changes in CSP has limited our Delta farmers in Mississippi as well as those others across the state. They're both very vital, important programs, and NACD supports both of those to be funded fully and allow our farmers and producers to receive the benefits from both EQIP and CSP. Thank you.
Thank you. And conservation districts have been key partners in the construction and maintenance of flood control infrastructure through the USDA watershed and flood prevention operations programs. This important program has been utilized in Mississippi to help reduce flood, erosion, and sedimentation damage in various watersheds. As you highlighted in your testimony, maintaining this infrastructure is essential for protecting our citizens, communities, small businesses, and producers. What are you hearing from your members in Mississippi about the need to construct and maintain critical water infrastructure, and how can Congress better support that work?
Thank you again, Senator, for that question. Our watershed program is very key in Mississippi. We're number 2 to Oklahoma as far as the number of watersheds. I have a watershed lake on my property. It's been rehabbed once already. We have a number of our watersheds that were built in the 60s that are needing some rehab work done on those. So funding for watersheds and watershed rehab is very key going forward. We have a number of cities that have grown underneath these watersheds, and we need to make sure that those dams do not fail. We have already had dam failures across the nation and in Mississippi, so it's very key. We also have a lake, a reservoir in Mississippi that the dam failed in North Mississippi, Arthur Butler Lake, and we need to get that levee rebuilt to protect our farmers across the northern part of the Mississippi Delta. So any action that you can take to help us with that, we greatly appreciate it.
Great. And my last question is for Mr. Churchman. In your testimony, you discussed the Agricultural Conservation Easement Program and the long-term certainty it provides landowners. In my state, wetland easements are widely used in the Mississippi Delta, where several counties are seeing near-record enrollment. These easements play a key role in protecting critical wildlife habitat while creating long-term recreational and economic value for Mississippians. In the next Farm Bill, how can Congress reduce regulatory burdens in the Wetland Reserve Easement Program to enable it to enroll more landowners and build on its successes?
I think, as Senator Ernst talked about with the bill that she and others have introduced, having spent more than half my career at USDA, Farm Service Agency, I will say there's an obsession with process. And this is something that has really, I would ask you as a committee, and I think you're going on the right track, that's probably one of the biggest deterrents and why we need so much technical assistance is the complexity of the programs, the complexity of the sign-up process that we have to go through, whether it's one of the easement programs under ASAP. Sometimes throwing more money, making more money available isn't always the answer. It's how can we make the program more workable? How can we make the sign-up process easier? How can, especially when we're looking at the reduction in cuts or reduction in staff, there's got to be a balance, and I think that balance is to simplify the sign-up process, and I hope this committee can work on that. Thank you very much. Excellent question.
Thank you very much. Thank you, Mr. Chair.